2 years ago, after showing one of the most prominent attacking displays in Premier League history, Liverpool collapsed in the final 2 games of the season to allow Manchester City to secure the Premier League title. The 3-3 draw against Crystal Palace left both Liverpool fans and players wondering what had gone wrong. In the spotlight of the post-match displays was Luis Suarez. Having scored 31 goals over the course of the Premier League season, he was left in tears knowing that Liverpool had not seized the moment. Only months later, Suarez transferred to Barcelona, creating one of the strongest attacking trios in history: Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. Now jumping forward to current times, Barcelona has been stunned by Porto in the Champions League, falling short of expectations from the board, the fans, and the players. Since the appointment of Flick as Liverpool manager, Liverpool has risen to the heights of the Premier League as well as European competitions. With the events of 2 years ago burned into his mind, and the rumors that Barcelona are pursuing the signing of a world-class striker, it is becoming more and more likely that Luis Suarez will return once again to Liverpool. This is Season 2 of Liverpool Career Mode. Let's get underway. Hey, what's going on, guys? Flick here, and welcome back to Season 2 of the Liverpool Career Mode. If you are a returning subscriber to this channel, welcome back. I hope you guys are pumped for Season 2, but if you are a new subscriber, make sure you drop a sub on the channel so you don't miss out on any future Career Mode content. This, of course, is Episode 1 of Season 2, and as you might have been able to tell by the intro of this video, we have one major transfer target for this episode, that player being Luis Suarez. Now, I know this is a controversial move for some of you guys. However, I think that he is the right fit for this team, considering we've already won the Premier League last season, we won the EuroLeague, we won domestic competitions, and considering Luis Suarez used to play for Liverpool and he was heavily suggested in the comments section, I really do want to sign him. We have a lot of that extra transfer budget, so I don't really see the need to add some middle class and exceptional players when we could go for a really world-class talent and then add some other players on top of that. I did put a lot of thought into this transfer decision. I was thinking between Luis Suarez and Gonzalo Higuain, two very good players, and apparently Jurgen Klopp has been watching some of Higuain's matches, so this would also make sense. But for me, it's going to add more of a plot twist and add some more storyline in this career mode by signing Luis Suarez and having a little rivalry between Liverpool and Barcelona. How cool would it be if later on in this series, in this season, we end up playing against Barcelona in the Champions League, Luis Suarez goes to return against his former team, and it would just be so emotional. Of course, Luis Suarez is going to have a very high price tag on him, so we're going to offer $60 million for him. And he does have a fairly high salary per week, but we do have the wage budget to really fill that need. And just keep in mind, we've got additional wages on top of this because we've got that one keeper that we gave mass amount of wages to that will just sell off. Now, if Barcelona do accept this, then even better, we're going to have a decent amount of money to pursue some other targets. I'm looking to strengthen some other positions, including our center midfield, and maybe sign 1 or 2 more wingers. In regards to our league, domestic cup, and European objectives, the board wants us to win the league title, win the cup, and reach the final of the Champions League. They have very high expectations for us this season, especially considering last season they weren't that high. But I think we've got the team to do it. We performed obviously so well last season. There's no reason we can't do a repeat. With the return of Markovic, I've switched around the training a little bit, giving a lot of training in our midfield, Emre Can, Markovic, and Jordan Rossiter. So hopefully these guys are going to continue to grow. Both Can and Markovic should be able to hit 80 rated very soon, and Rossiter, I hope to get him by 75 at the end of the season. In order to fund a couple of transfers during this transfer window, I have put a few players on the transfer list. I'll go over a few of the very notable ones, one of which being Mario Balotelli. I just don't see him having a place in this team. We have so many strikers already, and to go on top of that, I'm also put Christian Benteke on the transfer list. He's not happy with his playtime, so I do want to make sure he does get playtime at another club, and we can get a lot of money for him. Other players, Sacco did demand a transfer, so we have him on the transfer list. Hopefully the board doesn't automatically sell him. And then a couple players here on the loan list. These guys just are not quite ready for first team action, so I want to let them continue to grow at other clubs. We do have a choice from 3 preseason tournaments, and I'm either going to do this middle one, the Champions Trophy, or the Asian Elite Cup. And I think what I'm going to do is the Asian Elite Cup. They have the best competition, and I want to provide some entertaining gameplay for you guys in this preseason tournament. We already have a lot of money, so we might as well prove our worth against some of the world's best teams: Bayern Munich, Juventus, Valencia, as well as Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. If you guys did forget, we signed 2 players on a pre-contract in the first season, one of which being Faguli, and the other email's not showing, but it was Suarez. He's also going to be joining us, so our team is just so sound. We have a lot of quality players, and I think we're ready for English football as well as European football. As expected, Barcelona did not accept our initial transfer offer of 60 million, so we're going to try to put some more money on top of that. We do have quite a bit more transfer budget, so I'm going to up this to 65 million and see if they do accept that. For the group stage of the Asian Elite Cup, we do have 3 matches, one against the team from the Saudi League, one against Real Madrid, and one against Valencia. I'm just going to go ahead and simulate these on the calendar and show you guys the results. That way, we do have a better probability of winning the matches. I found that you have a higher chance of winning if you do it through the calendar rather than the scoreboard one, and I'll show you guys the results here. We did win our first match 3-0 as expected, but we do have 2 tough matches coming up ahead. Couple of transfer offers here, the first one being for Mamadou Sakho. Of course, we do want to get rid of him before the board does sell him. West Ham offering up 10 million. I'm going to counter with 12 and see if we can actually get more than his market value. The other transfer offer is going to be for Mario Balotelli from Bordeaux. Again, I'm going to try to get his market value of 9 million, and I'd be happy if we do actually get that. In other news, Barcelona have accepted the 65 million bid for Luis Suarez. So now the question is he going to return, and is he going to accept his contract offer? We're going to, of course, meet his demands, 220,000 a week, 2 years, crucial first team player. Let's see if he does accept. And of course, transfer offers also coming in for Daniel Sturridge. And you guys might be thinking, if I'm bringing in Luis Suarez, am I going to sell Sturridge? No, I'm not. I want them to play up front together. He was the top goal scorer in the Premier League last season. He's a big aspect of this team, so I don't want to sell him to any team. Surprisingly enough, we did win 1-0 against Real Madrid in our second game of the group stage. Looks like we'll be advancing to the next round. And good news for us, Mamadou Sakho looks like he's on his way to West Ham. They've accepted the counter offer, and we're going to get a decent amount of money for him. And guys, it didn't take much negotiating. We did it over the offseason. I did what I could to persuade Luis Suarez to join us at the start of Season 2. And here he is, going to be joining Liverpool once again, and we may have one of the best strike forces in the world now, having Daniel Sturridge and Luis Suarez. However, in other news, the board kind of screwed us over because Mamadou Sakho was sold to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 10 million. That's 2 million less than what we could have gotten, but it is what it is. The board wanted to sell him off in a hurry, so they did. However, in better news, Mario Balotelli looks like he is on his way to Bordeaux as they've matched the 9 million transfer offer. With the acquisition of Suarez, we'll be going with a bit more of a traditional formation, the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. That way we have Sturridge and Suarez up front, and hopefully our attacking players like Coutinho, like Royce, and Markovic can still get involved in play and still net up some good goals and assists. With the draw in our final match of the group stage of the preseason tournament, we will be coming up against Bayern Munich in the semi-final. Not an easy side to come up against. With our major signing at the striker position out of the way, I do want to bolster up our defense a little bit. Hopefully signing a left back as well as a center back to replace Sakho. Left back is going to be my first target, and Jonas Hector is going to be my number 1 target. He's been suggested quite a bit in the comment section of Season 1, so I do want to go after him, and I figure we can pick him up for less than 10 million, which should leave enough cash for us to sign one of these center backs. Not sure who it's going to be. Mustafi would be a good acquisition for us because, of course, he is German, and he could partner up with Matip a little bit, but some of these other players also look very strong. Nkulu would be a good signing. Alderweireld would be awesome. We'll just go ahead and inquire about all these guys and try to pick up the one with the best amount of money. We'll start things off with a 6 million bid for Jonas Hector. I don't think they'll accept that because he's a crucial player for Köln, but we might as well try that out. And we'll be putting in a 10 million bid for Alderweireld from Spurs. I feel like they're going to want more money than that, though. I'm going to continue with the simulation of the preseason tournament because we played it last season. We know what this team can do. So it's not going to make too much of a difference for us, and we will simulate here against Bayern Munich. Can we get the win and get to the finals? Looks like we drew, and I'm assuming we lost on penalties because there is no match here in the next 2 weeks. So we get a decent amount of money from the preseason tournament. It's free money at the end of the day, though. A few transfer offers for us. First one being for Luis Alberto. I will accept this one. That's going to clear up some wages. He's going to be on his way to Real Sociedad. Next one for Jordan Henderson. No way is he going on over to Schalke. They must be salty that they lost in the final of the EuroLeague to us. Final one being for Markovic. Just returned to us from his loan spell, and we want to keep him, so we're going to reject this one for Barcelona. And it looks like clubs are going after Simone Mignolet, the Belgian shot stopper. Seems to have impressed some teams, and Lille is on their way and making a transfer offer. I will be rejecting this one, though. He is a crucial player for us, and I plan on doing the same things we did last season. Play Karius in the league, and play Mignolet in the cup games. Some more offers coming in, the first one being for Kevin Stewart. I'm going to accept this because I don't think he'll ever find his way into the starting 11 or reserves. Next one for Emre Can from Sassuolo. No way am I getting rid of Emre Can. He's an awesome player. Very versatile as well. Let's see what this final one is for. It's going to be Christian Benteke. Very interesting stuff. Torino putting in an 11 million bid. I'm going to counter with 15. I think they may be willing to offer up that much for Benteke. Our first offer for Hector was rejected, so I'm going to make some changes here. First one being I'm going to include that goalkeeper with a ton of wages so I don't forget later on. Let's see if we can find him here. He must be later on in this one. Here he is. So we're going to include him here, and I'm going to increase this offer to 8 million, see if Köln do accept that. We're also going to be upping the bid for Alderweireld, so we're going to increase this one to 13 million. Awesome news for us, Torino have decided to accept that counter offer. We're going to get a lot of money for Christian Benteke, and I'm kind of surprised with that because he hasn't been in the best form, and he's unhappy with the team, but we end up getting a plus and making profit on him. Some good news and some bad news. The offer for Jonas Hector was accepted from Köln, but Spurs are still being stingy on Toby Alderweireld. So we're going to accept this one from Köln and hopefully free up some wages here. We just need to get this contract offer negotiation done. 80 grand a week for Jonas Hector, and he's probably going to rotate with Moreno. If we want a more attacking team, I'll put in Moreno. If we want a team that's a little bit more defensive, I'll stick with Jonas Hector. Also, I'm not going to specify a squad role for now. Now, Nkulu is one of those transfer targets, and I think we can pick him up for relatively cheap. His contract is expiring in a year, so I think we can pick him up for 6 million. I'm going to put this bid through, and if any of these bids for center backs are accepted, I'll leave them for you to decide on which one to sign. Surprisingly enough, Atletico Madrid have accepted the 12 million bid for Jimenez. That's so cheap in my opinion for a really talented player that's reportedly on his way to Real Madrid, Barcelona, one of the likes of the top La Liga sides. So 12 million is just a bargain for him. Jonas Hector does want his squad role defined in the contract, so we're going to go to that contract offer, and I'm going to give him his wage demands once again, but I'm going to bump down his role in the squad to a squad rotational player, which will be interesting to see if he accepts that. But this is an upgrade in terms that he'll be joining Liverpool, a downgrade in his squad role. Gillingham look like they're interested in Yesel, so we're going to accept that, and he's going to be loaned out for the year. Well, guys, with it being time for this match in the Community Shield against Manchester United, I am going to pose a couple of questions for you guys in regards to transfers. The main question has to do with our center back. Should we go after Jimenez, the 10 million plus whatever the contract offer may be, or should we go for another one of the center back targets? It's either a yes or a no. You can click on the I right now on your screen and participate in that poll. Well, here we are on the Community Shield, our first chance to see Luis Suarez once again in a Liverpool shirt. And it's going to be beautiful stuff. Luis Suarez, 65 million transfer. Manchester United have signed Toni Kroos for 50 million. So some big transfer offers for both teams. But of course, you know, in the next episode, we're going to continue with those transfers. I want you guys to leave other transfer suggestions, particularly players or positions you guys think we should improve on. We already have the striker, we have our left back and center back pretty much dealt with. What other positions should we look to improve on? Looking at the Manchester United lineup, they do have a very strong team. Playing Toni Kroos in an interesting position, more of a center attacking mid role. I would play more as a CDM, but it's a very interesting move by Jose Mourinho. And of course, they still have David De Gea in the back for them. Oh, this is a chance for Manchester United. It's going to be Juan Mata through on goal. Karius pulling off the save. And Wayne Rooney not getting on target. Karius is just continuing his form from last season, making clutch save after clutch save for us. And that's a main reason why we ended up top of the Premier League. We're going to play this one short and see if we can lay it outside to Markovic, getting his first touches on the ball. He's going to look to cut inside, getting around a couple players, lays it off once more. Coutinho with the shot. He scored on so many of those similar opportunities. This time he just drags his foot, and it's a weak shot. We got a chance here. Berto Moreno playing it out wide to Marco Reus. This is a good bit of play. He's going to use a little LT-RT action to get inside the box. Once more, he sees a man in the middle. Had that gotten through the German defense, man, that would have been a goal for sure. But Manchester United holding strong. They look good and improved from last season. Here's Sturridge on the ball, looking for options. Going to find Henderson, and it's off the near post. Henderson, our captain, nearly gets the opening goal of the season. And that's unlucky not to go in. All right, we're at halftime, and it's been a relatively slow half. We're still showing our defensive abilities, but our attack has not really been creating too many chances. Suarez hasn't gotten too many touches on the ball. Sturridge hasn't been able to continue that form from last season quite yet. I think he will eventually, but we're going to look to go out strong in the second half, get some goals against Man United, pick up this win. Here we go. This is a chance for Suarez. He's going to turn the defender. Cuts back inside. He's just getting marked so tightly. He's going to lay off the pass to Markovic. Markovic looking to cut in. Laying it off to Suarez. Just a shot! And it's blocked once again by Manchester United, but they're going dangerously close to goal. With about 20 minutes left, we're going to make some changes, and we're going to bring on Adam Lallana. He's been well and tested in that first season, and he's scored so many goals for us. Hopefully he can do it again. We'll also give Jordan Ibe a chance at the left wing position. Emre Can at the center mid position. Who else would I want to bring on? Faguli we can give a chance to, one of our new signings. And I think that's about good. There's no other players I really want to bring on. Oh, Memphis Depay playing it inside to Schneiderlin. Now over to Toni Kroos. He's going to play it inside. It's a nice bit of passing by Manchester United. That's a well-deserved goal. Nice build-up play by Manchester United, and we're down 1-0 with our substitutions about to come on. Can we get that goal in the last 20 minutes to force this one into penalty kicks? I don't know. We'll see. Only 1 minute of extra time. We're going to need to march up the field relatively quickly. They brought on Aubameyang as well, but that might be it, guys. And that's the full-time whistle. We do lose our first match of the season in the Community Shield. David De Gea played well. We just didn't create enough attacking opportunities. That is to be expected with a new team, with some new transfers. Suarez and Sturridge, I'm hoping that partnership, they can rekindle it here before the Premier League season does start. It is a friendly match at the end of the day, so it doesn't have too much significance to us. But we got to improve. Again, guys, I am relying on you to help me with the transfers on this career mode. So in the comment section below, make sure you leave those transfer suggestions for other players you'd like me to go after. And if you did enjoy this first episode of Season 2, make sure you drop a like, and I will be seeing you guys for the next episode.